Hello everyone, welcome to the data analysis with Python training program. Today we are going to continue our model 2 Python basics. In this lecture, we are going to study about list, dictionary and tuples in Python. So let's explore all these things with Jupyter. So everyone please open the Jupyter notebook. Today we are going to continue our lecture in the Jupyter notebook directly. So everyone please open the Jupyter notebook now. Everyone please open the Jupyter notebook and go to the file name python basics data analysis.ipynb, which we have used earlier. And always remember that .ipynb file cannot be directly opened from the system. Means whenever you want to fetch this file, you must have to open the Jupyter and then fetch the files from the Jupyter notebook. Then only you will be able to open the .ipynb file types. These are a special file types used by Jupyter notebook. So let's start our journey today. We have studied until the sequence. Now we are going to study today. That one is list, dictionary and tuple. These three are main data types which we are going to use during our whole training program in the data analysis. Means all the data stored in Excel sheet or .csv format or any spreadsheet format, we can create a list from that. So mainly the things which we need is list, and dictionaries are used whenever we need key value pairs, and tuples are also used for fetching out the data. Okay, so let's start with the Python list. All right. So first of all, consider what is list. List is a most versatile data type available in Python, which can be written as a list of comma separated value. Within a square bracket. Means whenever you are going to type a list, you have to always use square bracket, and all the elements of list will be separated by a comma. List is also called a mutable data type. Mutable data type in the sense you can change the type, you can change the value of this data type. So this one is considered as mutable data type. What I'm trying to say, I will show you also that thing. So before that, we will start with how to create a list. Alright, so for creating a list, you have to just put a square bracket and then put all the values with separated by a comma. Alright, so press shift and enter, you will get the list. So you can create a list like this. Alright, you can also assign a list into a variable. List 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so whenever we are going to call list 1, you will get like this. Sorry, I have list 1, you are going to get like this. Alright, now I am going to show you how to print a list. You can also use like this, print and then pass the variable name of list. You will get the output like this. One more thing, you can store any data type. You can store any data type in list. These things makes the Python different from other programming language like C. In C, you have to use a single data type. Like when you create an array in list, you have to define first this one is an integer or array or a string array or something like that. You have to fix the data type earlier. In Python, there is no need, and you can store any values in a list without any issue. Just you have to put a comma and then add the value. Alright. So now we are going to study about updating a list. Updating a list in the sense how to put a new value in a list. Alright. So we can use dot append method. And always remember, and method is always considered by using the parenthesis at the end. Okay, in this you have to pass the value which you want to us to add or update. Okay, so let's see, I want to add 12 in the list, so I have to use dot append and put a 12. Then now I am going to call list 1, then I will get output like this, 12 has been added at the end of the list. Always remember that when you are using dot append method, the value given in dot append method will be added at the end. Okay, now how to delete a element from the list? So for that purpose you have to use remove method. Alright, so list 1 dot remove and put the value which you want to remove. Like I want to remove 12, so now I am going to call list 1, then I will get output like this. Okay, 12 has been removed. Alright, so we can use remove operation on this. Now I will show you how to calculate the length of a string. Length of a string. There is a function which calculates the length of a string. That one, length of a string. A string or list, you can count any data type length by using length function and just put the variable name like list 1, then it will print like this length of, then pass directly the whole thing. This one I'm passing the whole thing here, it will also give the same output because it considered all these things. And now you can calculate like this length of a string like HSR, it will give you output like 3. You can also call a variable. So first assign a variable a is equal to apple. Alright, so run this cell, and when you are going to call length a, it will display your output like 5. Okay, so you can calculate using length function. You can concatenate two strings or you can concatenate two strings I have shown earlier. Just like same, you can also concatenate two lists. Let's see what I am trying to say. Take a list A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and another list B is equal to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, so when you are going to put like this A plus B, then this thing has been concatenated, means these two lists has been added with one another. Alright, just after the end of the first list, the second list is being added by when we are using A plus B. You can use the same thing as we have used in a string, that you can also repeat the value of a list like C. Now assign this to a list C. So we have a C as 1 to 12. Now I am multiplying C multiplied with 5. Let's see what one is the result. 5 times all the values has been repeated. 5 times all the values in the list will be repeated just after the end of the first list. Thus, repetition will be written. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again 1, 2, 3 to 12 in this way. So when you are going to call length of C, then you will get answer like 12 because it has not been changed in the main string, and when you are storing this thing into a new string, d is equal to this, then when you are going to call length of d, then it will give you output like 60. All right. So when you are performing operation only c multiplied with 5 means repetition, then the actual string is not being changed. All right. So when you assign this thing, then it will be get changed. Okay. Now I am going to show you membership operation in list. Membership operation in the sense, as we have checked in the string membership operation. How we can check that? Means a number is or a element or a value is in the list or not. Like see, ask the HSR in list 1. False, because list 1 is this one. 1 to 10, there is not any HSR, so it's returned the value false. When you are going to ask 3 in list 1, then it will say you true, because 3 is available here. You can also check not in, means HSR not in list 1, then it will say you true, because HSR is actually not in list 1. When you are going to put like 3 not in list 1, then it will give you output as false, because 3 is present there. Alright, so this thing we can perform. You can also perform indexing and slicing on this list, as we have. For indexing, always remember the index position start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As in the survey of our hometown or some whole India, a particular house number is allotted to each and every individual's house. In the same manner, all the elements of list has a particular address, and that address is denoted by index, and it start with 0. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this way. Okay, so when you are going to call like this list 0, then it will give you output. Sorry, I have taken a list 1 is the here, list 1 0. You can also put list 1 minus 1 means negative indexing. Negative indexing start from the back. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10 in this way. So when you are going to call list 1 minus 1, list of 1 of minus 10, then you are going to get like this. Okay, so these are all about indexing. Now I am going to show you slicing. Slicing in the sense, you are putting out a slice from the list. Just like in pizza, there are 6 slices. You just put a slice and go for the further operation. So whenever you will be working on a large data set, you cannot work on whole data set at a time. You have to put out a small piece of data, and then you will perform your analysis. Okay, so for that section we must have to use slicing thing. Means without slicing, how we can put out some data? So for that purpose slicing is used, and in slicing there is 3 things which we have required, that is start value, then end value, and last one is jump value. And always remember, all these 3 values are separated by a colon. Okay, so let's see how it works. If I am putting 0 2 and then left all these things after colon, then it will start from index 0 and print all the values are stored in list. Let's see. So whenever I am going to start with the list 1 and putting from 3, then it will print all the values starting from 3. Now you can also use the in the same manner, like start from initial, so put it blank, and end at 5, then it will print all the output from the 0 to 4 location, because end value is not being considered as inclusive, it is being exclusive, means 5 is not considered as up to 5. Before 5 it will print all the things. Okay, so end value is never being considered for the slicing section. Okay, end values. So let's see, if you are going to call list 1 and then up to 4, then it will print up to index 3 only. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can use the two things combinedly from start from 0, end at 4. Sorry, I have taken given the wrong variable name. In the same manner, list 1 start from 2, end at 5. In this way, you can also use jump like this. Start from 0, end at something and take a jump of 2. It will show you the output like this. So whenever you have to start from the initial, then you can left it blank. Whenever you have to put all the things from, you have to slice out all the elements from the list, then put the middle section blank. All right. So by this way, you can use the slicing method. Okay. Now, whenever you are having a list of numbers, then you can perform a max operation. That one is a max of function which will give you the maximum of that from that list, and there is also a minimum. Then you can use these two functions for max and min calculation from the list. All right, we have a lot of other methods like list 1 and then put dot and hit tab until you get options like this. You can use all these things for the, you can copy a whole list from one list to another list. Okay, so list 1 copy and put it in list 3. Then when you are going to run list 3, then you will get the same element as in list 1. It has been copied to list 3. So in this way you can use perform any operations like list 1 dot count. It will count the number of times a particular element is in list, like call 1, it will give you output like 1. So first append list 1 dot append 1. I am appending 1. So whenever I am going to use list 1 dot count and then put the value 1, there is 2 times 1, so it will give you 2. So in this way you can perform all the methods. So for that you have to just use list 1 dot and then hit tab and practice all these things. Using insert, you can also insert, like at fifth location I want to insert 6. It will insert the 6 at fifth index. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At fifth index, it has inserted 6. Now I want to insert at list 1 and I want to insert at a particular location 1, means at index 1 I want to insert 15. So now I am going to call list 1. 15 is inserted at location 1. All right. So in this way you can use all the methods. Okay. Now we will move towards dictionaries. So dictionaries is a data type in Python which is immutable, means you cannot change the data. Sorry, let's see first what is immutability or something like that. List 0 and I am changing this, the value of index 0, and I am putting a value like 16. Okay. So when you, sorry, I have again tapped the list at the place of list 1. So now the value of list 1 is being changed as 16, 15, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means in the, we have changed the actual value from the list. That's why it is called mutable, means you can change the value from the list. But in dictionary you cannot change the value. That's why dictionary is called as immutable data type. A string is also immutable data type. So dictionary in Python. So dictionary is a data type which one is separated by a comma. Each element of dictionary is separated by comma and it store key value pair. Key value pair. Data stored in dictionary is always in key value pair. Alright. Always remember, data stored in dictionary is key value pair, and dictionary uses curly braces for storing its element, and in curly braces all the elements, means all the key value pairs, is separated by a comma. Okay. So in this manner we use the dictionary for the further process. So let's see how to create a dictionary first. Alright. So what we have said, that dictionary uses key value pair. Okay. So let's see. I am putting a key like HSR and 1, 2, 3. So this one is like this. You can also put it in a variable like this way. By is equal to a dictionary, put 1, 2 and then 3, 5. Now when you are going to call by, it will show you output like this. Alright. And always remember, keys in dictionary must be unique. Means you cannot repeat a key in the dictionary. If you are going to use a key in dictionary, then the first one is considered and the last one will be not considered. I will show you the example. Alright. Must be unique and cannot use mutable data types, because key of dictionary must not be changed further. So when you are going to use a mutable data type, you can change the value of that that data type. So key will be changed. So you have always used to use immutable data type such as a string, number or tuple in the key section. All right. So let's see how to access the value from the dictionary. So first create a dictionary S and put different elements like H is equal to, H has value 14 and put a comma, I has value 15, again put a comma. You when you are putting it in a quote, it will treat it as a string or otherwise it will treat it as number. So I am again taking a number M as key and value as 16, A as key and value as 17. Now I am going to show you how to fetch the value from the dictionary. So for that purpose you have to use S, then put a square bracket and just pass the key name. So in this way you can call the value from the dictionary. Alright. Now I am going to show you how to update a dictionary. Alright. So I want to update a dictionary. So for that purpose you have to use a variable name and then put the key in like this way. Put the key in square bracket and then value as is equal to. Now see, it key value pair has been added. Let's see another example. S and I am putting S and is equal to 19. So now I am going to call S. Another value has been updated to the dictionary. So updating a dictionary, you have to use what? This syntax: variable name, then square bracket, and in a square bracket write the key, and that will be equal to value, and this will. Now how to delete an element from the dictionary? For that thing you have to use del method so that you can delete the entire dictionary. Okay, so when you are going to call del and then put S, it will delete the dictionary S. Now I am going to call S, then it will say that S is not defined. Alright, so for that purpose remove this thing, and now again you are going to call, then it will show the same thing, S is not defined. Alright, so when you are going to call this thing, then it will also say that S is not defined, means the dictionary has been permanently deleted from the system. Okay, so for deleting dictionary we use del. Alright, now we can use different properties on dictionary, and that one is what I am going to show you. The thing is, more than one entry per key not allowed, means I have said that more than one key entry is not allowed. If you are going to use this way, then you are going to see like this. I am creating a dictionary S and taking a key as S and value as 15. Alright, another key as U and value as 16, and again I am repeating the same key S and taking the value as 17. Alright, so whenever you are going to call the value S, then you are going to get the last one, which one is updated in the last. Alright, so when you are using duplicate key, then you will always get the value which is being stored in last. Alright, because it updates the dictionary and it forget that the S initially has been any key. Or another one is that you cannot use immutable values in key, like see, if you are trying to create a dictionary using immutable value, like I am taking a list as 1, 2, 3, 4 as key and value as 15, then I will get error like this, unhashable type list. Alright, so that you will convert this thing into another data type, like I am converting it to 16, then it will give you not any error, because it always supports only immutable data types as key value. Alright, now in the same way you can calculate the length of, then pass the dictionary S, it will give you 2 because it not considering this value. Alright, so you can also use type of a variable, means how to get the type of that variable, then use type and then call the S, it will show you the dictionary. Now I am going to show you the clear, which removes all the elements from the dictionary, like S dot clear, then it will remove all the elements from the S. So now S1 is an empty dictionary, means delete function will delete the whole thing from, means directly deleted the dictionary, and dot clear delete all the elements from the dictionary. Alright, and you can also use copy, means S is equal to 15, 16. Now I am making a copy of this. D is equal to S dot copy. You can copy by using this method. Alright, so in this way you can perform so many methods on dictionary. So for that, the same thing, D dot, then put tab and see all these things. Alright, so practice all these things at your home by own, and if you got stuck in anything, then just make a call to us or put your comment in Google Classroom, or you may also clear your doubts from the doubt chat room. Alright, now we will move towards the last thing for today, that one is tuples. Alright, so tuples are immutable data types. Tuples are immutable data types, means you cannot change the data of tuples. Tuples and list both are similar in structure, but difference is that difference between tuple and list is tuple is immutable and list is mutable. And one more difference is tuple uses parenthesis and list uses what? Square bracket. This is the only difference between tuples and list. Alright, so a value of list can be changed, but in tuple you cannot change the value. Alright, so how we can create a kid tuple? Just type, you can put this and put the value in the same manner as we have done in this. So how we can say that this one is a tuple? Then just use type thing function and put all the things here, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, it will give you as tuple, means the data type of this thing is tuple. Okay, so you can create in the same manner like this, tup1 is equal to this one is an empty tuple. So when you are going to call tup1, then you will get an empty tuple. You can check that type also here, tup1 you will get as tuple. Alright, so you can put a value like this, tup1 is equal to 60, you can just put a single value in tuple. So when you are going to check the type of this value, means variable, then you are going to get as tuple. Sorry, it is taken as integer, and when you will put a comma, then it will consider as tuple. So it is now tuple. So if you miss to put a comma after one element, then you will get it as integer. So always remember, when you are storing a single value in tuple, then you have to put a comma at the end. Alright, so each and every value in tuple is being separated by a comma. Now I am going to show you how to access the value from the tuple. In the same manner as we have done in list and a string, we can call the values from the tuples. Like, let's see, let's take a tuple 2 as equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Alright, now I am going to call this first. So let's see, this one is the tuple. Now I am going to call access the value using the index. Sorry, I have typed the wrong variable name. So this one is the thing, tup5. I'm going to get the, again I have missed the this thing. Alright, so you can also use negative indexing in this way. Again I am missing tup2 and put this thing, you will get like this, tup of 0, again I have missed 2. So in this way you can access the value from the tuples. Now how to update the value of tuple? So for this thing you just have to use like this way. As I have said, tuple is immutable, means you cannot change the value of any elements of tuple. Alright, so for you want to update a tuple, then you have to use this thing. You have to just define two tuple and go for the concatenation operation. Like, I want to add tup1 in tup2. Alright, so these are two tuples. So for that purpose, you have to use tup3 is equal to tup1 plus tup2. Then you will get the value as this. Alright, so you can do like this, but you cannot perform any other things. Alright, so for deleting tuple, you have to just use del, then pass tup1 and it will delete the. Now when you are going to call tup1, you are going to get error because tuple1 has been deleted from the system. Alright, so you can use del function for deleting the tuple. Now I am going to show you the basic operation, that one is length of tuple, tup2, then you are going to get like this. You can also concatenation, I have already shown you. Membership, the same thing, 5 in tup2, true, 5 not in tup2. In this way you can perform the membership operation, and you can also use the same thing that one I have used in, like, let's demonstrate tup1 is equal to 12 and repetition part. So multiplied with 5 and you are going to get the answer like this. Alright, now you can also perform indexing, slicing and all other things like tab2 and perform slicing from beginning to the fifth index only. So you are going to get like this from beginning to fifth, and but take a jump of 2. This will, sorry, I have used the wrong keyword, that will step 2 here. So you will get like this. So you can perform indexing and slicing. And now I am going to show you some other methods like with this way, maximum of tab2. These are two functions which will give you the maximum and minimum from the tuple. Alright, so in this way you can calculate maximum, minimum, and you can also convert a list into tuple like this way. Tab 12 and put a list here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one is a list. Sorry, I have done a mistake. That one is, I have not defined any tuple. So tuple 12 is equal to tuple and then put this thing, then you will get answer like this. Tuple 12 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Means when you are going to use tuple function and pass a list like 12, 15, 16, then it will convert this thing into a tuple. Means you can convert a list into a tuple using tuple function, and minimum of tuple give you the minimum, maximum of tuple will be give you the maximum, length of tuple will be give you the length of the tuple. You can also perform different operation as we have performed in other. So put, that one is count and index. These two are the methods which you can use, like tuple 12 count 1. It will give you the 1. Tuple of 12 dot index of 1. Then it will give you the output like 0 because 1 is at 0. You can also get the index of other like tup 12 dot index and then ask the index of 5, it will give you as 4. So in this way you can perform different operations. So these are all about dictionary, tuple and list. I hope you have understood all these things. So if you have any doubt, just let us know and we will clear all these things. And you can also take help from our YouTube channel from the previous training. If you want to study more about tuples, dictionary and list, there is a particular individual video for all these things. So you can also take help from there. So that's all. So it's time to end the lecture. So thank you. See you all in the next lecture.